Alka, how are you?
Good. How are you, Deepak?
I'm good. I'm good. चांगलं आहे.
Good.
So how was your Himalaya
Yeah,
ascent?
very challenging.
Very nice.
Super
I,
challenging.
I could not imagine Alka going to Himalaya Everest base camp पर्यंत गेली का?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It would have been quite okay, except that there was a once in a generation significant snowstorm while we were in the
I
above
see.
the 14,000 level.
I see.
So
I
it
see.
became very treacherous and grueling, extra hard.
Oh,
We did it somehow.
but you have experience of mountain climbing? Are you go? Have you
No, my
got
very first
training?
experience. First
Training?
experience.
Nothing. So how did
No,
you?
never did a multi-day trip like that. It
I see.
was
How
the
did you
first
do
time.
the daring of getting so high into Himalayas?
Yeah, I worked out a lot for 3 months. I worked out 3 hours every morning.
Okay.
And then for acclimatization, they have these suggestions. You take Diamox twice a day
I see.
and you drink lots and lots of water and
Okay.
you you hike as slow as possible so that you're not requiring too much oxygen. So that
Okay.
part of it worked out actually. It was more the snow and ice that became super challenging because we were not expecting ice, so we didn't have any crampons and all for the boots
Mm-hmm.
or the yak tracks and all that stuff that you can attach to your hiking boots. We didn't have any of that. So that
Hmm.
became very, very challenging. Most of us slipped and fell on ice multiple times,
Oh
but
my God.
didn't break anything luckily. So
Very lucky. Very lucky.
survived.
चांगलं आहे.
Yeah.
So now we know the
Still thawing out.
adventurous. First time we know the adventurous side of Alka. Great, great.
Oh,
Copy.
I'm
Acha,
all
so
about
I think
adventure.
let us do
Yes.
one thing. Let us all switch on
Yeah.
our video cameras and introduce ourselves. Alka, एक minute, Mr.
Hmm.
Bahali, please switch on your camera. Then Mr. अभि दमयंती तुझा कॅमेरा ऑन कर आणि सगळे जरा एकमेकांची ओळख करून घेऊया. दीपा अजून आलेली नाहीये. दीपाला फोन करायला पाहिजे.
Mhm.
संजय किंवा कोणीतरी दीपाला फोन करा. दीपाला नंबर आहे संजय तुझ्याकडे संजय दीपाचा नंबर कोणाकडे आहे? हॅलो. हाय मिस्टर बहाले, हाऊ आर यू?
माझ्याकडे I can text Deepa.
या. ओके ओके. सो
Mr. Bala, you're on mute.
बहाले तुमचं अनम्यूट प्लीज अनम्यूट युअर सेल्फ
Unmute,
यू
unmute.
आर ऑन म्यूट.
Mutalik.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Aniruddha, hi.
Yeah.
So
Hello,
let's
sir.
introductions one by one, and maybe we can start on the screen the way it goes. First, I would request Mr. Rajan to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marathi, English, Marathi चालेल?
हो
Hello.
हो हो हो.
Okay. Okay. Marathi, English. Me, Dr. Rajendra Bahale. I am basically MS
Deepak,
General Surgery. So surgeon, and I specialize in sports medicine, and I was doing more work in cardiac prevention and rehab. At present, I am doing only consulting practice, not associated with any hospital as such. शेखर घारपुरे आमचे मित्र तर आहेत, पण मित्रांपेक्षा आमचे ते गुरुवर्य बंधू आहेत. त्यामुळे ते जसं
वा.
सांगतील तसं आम्ही ऐकतो
अरे वा.
आणि त्यांच्याच मार्गदर्शनाखाली आम्ही हा अलास्काचा टूर जॉईन केलाय
ओके.
आणि होपफुल की वी हॅव a good enjoyment through our tour because many people had joined, so I think we'll have fun.
Yes, yes.
आणि माझी मिसेस शी मधुमिता बहाल, आय डोंट नो, शी इज नॉट इन टाउन टुडे. She is a psychiatrist and she was in government service in Maharashtra. Now she is also retired and she is practicing now on her own. She will be also joining us for our venture.
सो नाईस. तुमचं पहिलं नाव काय? राजेंद्र का?
हा, Rajendra.
Rajendra and Madhumita. Okay, great. So we
Yeah.
will be all together on the cruise. So it's nice that we know each other.
Yes.
Next, may I request Mr. Rajan to introduce yourself?
Yeah, good. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm Rajan. I'm based out of Bangalore. Me and my wife Mala will be joining for the cruise. And to introduce myself, I am a water treatment professional, retired now. Still, I do have my own consultancy. So I am a good friend of Nandu. Nandu used to be my boss, Nanda Kumar Dekne. Many of you know him. So and Nandu, when he told me that joining for the cruise, and Mr. Deepak also sent me a message, then I could not say no.
Oh,
So
so nice.
yeah, so I'm very happy that we are going to be with a good group. I look forward to that. And I never traveled to that part of the world, especially the Canada and Alaska. I had been to US a couple of times, but it'll be what you call interesting to travel together. So that's all about me. I'm based out of Bangalore. I can understand Marathi well, but I speak thoda thoda. मतलब जितना I'm not very
Yes.
fluent. So if you speak, I'm okay. I can understand.
Yes, yes, yes. So fine.
Okay.
No, we are we are all very comfortable with the international language, English. So
Okay, fine. Yeah, yeah.
next, may I request Sanjay Kashitiwar to introduce himself.
Hello, Sanjay Kasittiwar here, 1975 new matric first batch, classmate of Shekhar Gharpure. And when दीपकनी हे पहिलं इनिशिएटिव्ह घेतलं की अलास्काला जायचं,
जोरात जोरात बोल जरा,
ऍक्च्युली
आवाज ऐकते.
सगळ्यांच्या माइंडवर असतं कुठे ना कुठे गुप्त. ते सुप्त झालं सगळ्यांचं आता की जाऊयात म्हणून. सो फर्स्ट इंटरेस्ट तर दाखवला, बाकी पण असतात गोष्टी, पण ते टाइम टेबल पण जुळून येते. व्हेरी
आवाज
हॅपी.
पोहोचत नाही रे संजय, आवाज येत नाही, जरा जोरात बोल किंवा स्पीकरच्या जवळ बोल प्लीज. येस,
इज इट ओके नाव?
लिटिल बेटर. या.
तर गुप्त ज्या इच्छा होत्या त्या आता या सुप्त रूपात आपल्या पूर्ण होतील. आणि शेवटी आपला सगळ्यांचा कुठे ना कुठे संजीवनचा बॉन्ड आहे, तो बॉन्ड पण तिथे जागृत होईल. त्यामुळे एम्पथी तर राहणार का सगळ्यांची. तसंही आपलं बराचसा ऍटलिस्ट आपण जेवढे आज सध्या अटेंड करतोय एज ग्रुप्स मध्ये बऱ्यापैकी सगळे सिनियर आहोत.
येस.
त्यामुळे जे आपल्याला ट्रबल्स येतील किंवा जे काही प्रॉब्लेम्स येतील किंवा एक्सकर्शन्सला जे सिलेक्शन वगैरे आपण करू ते बरंच मॅच होईल. अँड लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू तुमच्या सगळ्यांशी अजून जवळचे संबंध. या वयात आता संबंध नवीन बनवणं मुश्किल असतं. आपले तर बॉन्ड असल्यामुळे आपले बनतील. आणि वी आर फ्रॉम ऑल द पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड.
येस.
तो एक मोठा ऍडव्हान्टेज आहे, चांगला आहे. आणि आपण परत ते तुझं ते गिनीज बुक ऑफ रेकॉर्डचं आहे, अलास्का पण त्यात एक डेस्टिनेशन येईल ना.
हो. येस.
स्कूल सॉन्ग ॲट अलास्का.
हो, गुड
स्कूल सॉन्ग
आयडिया.
ॲट अलास्का.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
I didn't get such ideas. Fantastic. So I wish somebody should take up this challenge of Guinness Book of World Record. Let's discuss it a little later. आता मी दमयंती आणि चंद्रशेखरला रिक्वेस्ट करतो, प्लीज तुमची ओळख करून द्या. सगळ्यांची आपण ओळख करून घेऊ आणि आपले जे दोन आपले गाईड आहेत, अलका आणि प्रमोद संवत्सर, ज्यांनी क्रूज केलेला आहे. So they will take over after we have our introductions done. Yes, Damayanti, unmute करा, unmute.
मी दमयंती खारपुरे, मंडलिक सरांची मुलगी. दॅट इज अ बेटर ओळख मला वाटतं.
Yes.
आणि शेखर करायला इंट्रोडक्शन.
तो तर एक मोठा बॉन्ड आहे मंडलिक सरांचा. मंडलिक सर म्हटल्यावर सगळ्यांचा बॉन्ड आहे तो.
आय थिंक
चलो, so we are all joining. चलो, we'll enjoy.
Yes, yes, Shekhar.
आणि मिक्स चांगला मिक्स ग्रुप दिसतो आपला. डॉक्टर्स पण आहेत, सगळ्याच प्रकारचे लोक आहेत, त्यामुळे एक दुसऱ्यांना बरोबर.
त्यांनी मग
चांगलं match
डॉक्टर बहालेंनी सांगितलं नाही, ते अत्यंत उत्कृष्ट गोल्फ खेळतात.
I see. Oh,
एकदम टॉप क्लास.
okay, okay. That's a great thing. Very nice. So now I think we will move on to Aniruddha. Aniruddha, please unmute yourself and just talk to us for 2 minutes. Then we will move on to Amita. You have to unmute yourself. डावीकडचं बटन दाब.
सॉरी.
Yes.
मी अनिरुद्ध मुतालिक. मी 78 बॅच मधनं मी 10वी केली होती आणि 80 बॅच मध्ये 12वी. आणि आता मी रिटायर्ड आर्मी ऑफिसर आहे आणि पुण्यात आहे.
Great. So, any good ideas you have for the cruise, Sanjeevan? Just like saying the school song, वगैरे. Think something out of the box. Yes. Okay.
रिअली
So,
बरं, ठीक आहे. आय विल थिंक ऑफ इट.
okay. So now I will request Amita to introduce herself. Unmute कर तुझं speaker चालू कर.
हॅलो, गुड इव्हनिंग एव्हरीबडी. मी पूर्वाश्रमीची अमिता इनामदार, बॅचमेट ऑफ अनिरुद्ध मुतालिक 78. Now I am Amita Akolkar, married to Vinay Akolkar, who sailed on the ship for 35 years. He was in Merchant Navy, now retired, but we are looking forward to this amazing cruise with my friends from Sanjeewan, and so is Vinay, looking forward to new introductions and a sailing experience with all friends.
Yeah.
So that's it.
We want to see Vinay online. Vinay कडे जरा camera कर.
हो.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm
Vinay.
Vinay Akolkar. Hi,
Vinay.
how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm good.
Vinay. Yes. I have a great pleasure in telling everybody that Vinay has been to the island on which I worked for 7 years. That island is Curaçao in the southern Caribbean
Curaçao.
region, part of Netherlands
Yes.
Antilles. It's a small island as big as Bombay in area. 50 kilometers wide and long and 10 kilometers wide. It's the shape of a fish. आणि बॉम्बे वर्टिकल आहे. Curaçao is a horizontal fish.
Horizontal.
And Vinay has seen Curaçao. I don't know if Amita was there with you, Vinay.
No. That was my first port of call when I joined Merchant Navy.
Oh,
So that was way back in 1978, 79.
Wow.
After that, I have been to Curaçao many times.
Okay.
But Amita has never been.
Okay. So great. So that's the introductions from all the cruise people. Nandu was supposed to be coming online. He's sitting at the airport for a flight to Singapore. Nandu, being a great guy, he is going to give some training or lecture to a group of 12 persons on the subject of what should be the selection criteria for selection of an independent director for a company. A very
Okay.
highly sophisticated subject, very high level subject. And Nandu is indeed a high level man, and he has brought us all together. So let's now move on to Alka. And Alka, please introduce yourself, and then we will introduce Pramod, Samvatsar, आणि मग सुरुवात करू आपलं cruiseचं discussion. And in case this meeting finishes, we will rejoin the same meeting with the same link. Just not for too long. I know everybody is in a hurry, but let us complete our agenda and then we will stop the meeting. ठीक है. So Alka, please take over.
So I'm Alka Pathak, used to be Alka Puranik when I was in Sanjeewan, and I was the class of 1976, but I left in 1975. I was there for 2 years, 8th and 9th, and returned to the USA, New York at that time, and then Philadelphia, and last 40 plus years, my husband and I have been in Rochester, New York, which is near Niagara Falls. And my husband and I cruised to Alaska in 2017. So I'm a retired nurse, and that's it about me, but I can jump into the cruise sector. What we did here, Deepak. So I mean, we went actually Princess Cruise, and we did 1 week of cruising and 1 week of land. And so since you guys are only doing the cruising, I will talk just about the cruise, the 1 week. So ours was starting from Vancouver, and it basically went to this last stop called Whittier, which you may not be going to, or you may be going there and returning back to Vancouver, I guess. So for us, it was from Whittier, we went to the land portion, Anchorage and some other places, and ending up in Fairbanks. And from Fairbanks, we flew back to Vancouver. But the 1 week of cruise, we had 3 stops. The first one was Ketchikan, and there were different, as in every stop, there were many experiences, I guess, to choose from if you want to. You can even choose to stay on the ship and not do anything, or you can just get off the ship and wander around the beautiful towns and not pay extra for any excursions if you don't want. But we did choose one excursion at each stop and then spend the rest of the time wandering the historic towns. So Ketchikan मध्ये we chose the Totem Bite State Historical Park, which basically took us in a vehicle from the boat to this park that had different examples of totem poles. I think they're the Haudenosaunee Indians that are situated there, if I'm not mistaken. And so they talk about the different totem poles, what their symbolism is all about. There was also a clan house over there, like multiple generations of a clan stay in this one huge log house. And so it was pretty eye-opening. There were a lot of printed, boards with all the information about different types of totem poles and the clan house and their life and all that stuff. So that's what we did in Ketchikan. Then our next stop was Juneau, which is the capital. That one was something we chose that was super unique, and I was one of the highlights of our trip for sure. So we chose to do the helicopter ride to the Mendenhall Glacier. And I think at that time, this was in 2017, we went, and I think we paid maybe $500 or $600 per person. I think I've reviewed what Deepak sent. I think it's about $1,000 a person. But that I thought was super unique. They gave us like these special boots to wear that you can walk on the glacier ice. And then they took you in this helicopter for like 20 minutes on the glacier. They land on the glacier. Now for that, if you're going to do that, you have to carry a lot of wintry type clothes for it. Otherwise, you don't really need wintry clothes for like the July, August sailing. But for this glacier, just for that, we carried like we are from Rochester, so we have all kinds of winter stuff. So we carried heavy gloves and a jacket. I didn't think what I carried was enough, actually. I should have had a heavier jacket. It was very, very windy up there. You are there only for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and tons of helicopters come and go continuously. And they basically give you a tour. They'll have you walk around on the glacier, and the glacier ice looks blue. So they explain to you that it's trapped oxygen basically that makes it look blue. They also have you so that there's part of the glacier is melting. So there are these little streams that are flowing, and they say that you can actually drink that water. So I actually was one of the few who got down on my knees, and I actually licked some of the water from the glacier melt. And that was like, I thought, super unique. And even the helicopter ride, you see some amazing views of snow-capped mountains and stuff in this glacial area. So that was well worth the pretty expensive price tag as an extra add-on. And then I think the rest of the hours we walked around Juneau, which is beautiful. Juneau has a lot of eagles that are just kind of, I'm not sure if it's Ketchikan or Juneau, but there were tons of wild bald eagles just kind of on rooftops and on light poles and on wires. They're just like seen everywhere. So we walked around that. And then the third stop was Skagway. Skagway, we also did something kind of unique. It is one of those gold rush towns from the late 1800s. And we chose to take the train ride, which used to take the gold diggers, gold rush people back in the 1800s up like 20 miles into the tundra area where there's no vegetation, like above the tree line. And so it's one of those old railroads, cog railroad of some sort, and it takes you 20 miles. It takes you 3,000 feet above where you are in Juneau. And not, I mean, sorry, Skagway. And then they give you this, so they talk a little bit about the gold rush history, how they used to that operated took the gold, and they were the middlemen, and they're like lifestyle basically. And then when you reach the 20 miles at the last place where the train then turns around and comes down, but you get off the train, and then they take you to this area where they'll give you like a little pouch of sand which has some gold nuggets in it. And then you have these big pools of like tubs full of water, and they tell you how these guys used to pan for gold. So they used to, you put this, pour the contents of the pouch in like a netted thing that they provide, and then you put it, like dip it in the water slowly and like just get rid of all that extra sand and all, and then you're left with these tiny little gold nuggets. Every bag, I think they ensure that there is some gold nugget, one or two or three. So in fact, I'll actually go and show you the necklace that I made. So we got, between my husband and I, we got maybe at that time gold price, whatever it was, we got, I think mine was like $16 worth of gold and his was $17, $18 worth of gold. And they're just tiny nuggets. So there they have this huge gift shop, and you can do something with the gold nuggets. You can make it into jewelry, like they can put it in a pendant for you, or like a little bracelet or whatever you want. They have lots of choices. So I figured instead of just those little nuggets sitting in some drawer somewhere, I'll just get a pendant made, which was like another $30, $35. And they put all your nuggets in there and close it up. And I mean, I use this pendant all the time, like in any gold chain, whatever. So we did that. And then, yeah, basically, and then the train brings you back down. And those were the three things. And then our last stop, which I'm not sure if you will go there since you're returning on the cruise. Our last stop was Whittier, which is a tiny little town. It's a town from World War II. And there are only like a handful of people that live there year round. And it is basically a town where there's only two buildings, I think. And the school, the grocery store, the hospital, everything is in those two buildings. It's just that tiny a town. You can walk around it basically. And it was, Whittier was connected to rest of Alaska through this train. And there was a tunnel that the train kind of came through to Whittier, and then it went out into the rest of Alaska. And there's some World War II history there. And so they just kind of gave us a bus ride through this little town. And then we went on to the land portion of of Alaska. So that was our experience we chose to do. And definitely the glacier walk and helicopter was amazing. So
Nice.
yeah. So I'll go look for the necklace, but any questions, or if somebody else is going to talk about their.
It's very interesting. Anybody wants to interact? Any questions? Anything?
Yeah, I think we have also got choice of the Mendenhall helicopter ride.
Yeah,
In fact,
I saw that.
yeah. In fact, I have made my own list. What I will do on second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth day, and let everyone prepare that. Then how much we stick to it, or we try to do common programs. That depends upon our risk-taking appetite, also adventure appetite, as well as the budgets. Everything taken together, as Alka has properly said, that we have a choice of being on board or just getting down also. But they say this is the lifetime experience, once in a life. So at least some excursion at every station we should do. We have got 5 destinations basically. I think ours is a
Sanjay,
long,
Sanjay, can you
longer.
please share your list of selection?
Yeah, I
Excursions
just
you have
waited for
selected.
this. I just waited for this call
Okay.
I
Okay.
said that only after that I should share.
Yes.
And that can be a starting point for discussion and chats
Yes.
that
Yes.
whosoever wants to do.
You
And
can
now
share.
I got a better. Of course, Anirudh is a army man, defense person, and uh, then there is experience of shipping also for someone. But for others, I think we are a group where we will not be all of most of us will not be very adventurous. So hikes and all we are going to avoid. Helicopter ride is safe ride, and I think it is 750 US dollar now also, if I remember my calculations correct. Then with hike it is 1,200. With a simple helicopter ride and landing, it is less. So that's it. At every station, we should get down at least and have some small excursion, if nothing, visit to a museum so that we can see the towns and at least by road we'll be traveling. And in my opinion, if we take all these excursions, then we don't need to take any land land extensions after the cruise. And one thing I saw and see what they are offering to drop you off at airport, just wildlife view and at airport or downtown, whatever. So they are arranging for that. Of course, they are charging for that. And I'm most probably I'll try to stick to their itinerary only and excursions, and then I will take the choice also of their dropping off at the airport. Maybe the flight is next day. We'll have to put in 1 day there, and this will be mostly my.
Okay. Now I think what we will do, we will switch over now to.
Deepak, I have one question.
Yeah. Okay.
This cruise, do they take you very close to the icebergs or not? That's what
Yes.
my
Yeah.
they do,
They
right?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are some icebergs you pass. There's also something called the College Fjord,
Uh-huh.
and there are a whole bunch of these glaciers that are sort of coming down to the ocean.
Exactly. That's
And
what
I
we
think they
would like
call
to
it
see
caving,
actually.
caving of the
Caving
ice.
of this, that is called
Yeah,
caving. Yeah, that's
right.
correct.
So there is something called the College Fjord, and they're somehow, I forget why, but they're named after these Ivy League colleges like the Harvard Fjord and the Johns Hopkins Fjord and the Yale and MIT and this and that. So they're
Uh-huh.
named that way. And then I remember there was one part in the cruise where I'm sure all the cruise boats go here. So this is like a very sort of large circular area of the ocean where
Okay.
many of these glaciers are coming down, and the boat sort of stands in one place and does a very slow 360-degree circle right in place so
Right,
that
right, right.
everyone gets a view
Everybody
of
can
these
get to see that. Correct.
fjords that are caving into the ocean every once in a while. So
Yeah.
that's very unique. It's beautiful. I think all the
Yeah,
boats
it's a
do
nice
that, I'm sure.
experience,
Yeah,
I
it's pretty
believe
much
so.
a highlight.
So nice. So
Yeah.
So
nice.
we were not lucky enough to fish on anything. We had seen whales off of Boston, so it didn't matter. But we weren't able to see any kind of dolphins or whales or anything in the water. But that's just a matter of luck. Yeah,
Yeah, that
sometimes
is
you
a
do,
matter of
sometimes you
luck because I have seen
right.
many whales and out at sea, especially
Right.
coming towards your main side.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
So
Mainland. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Usually there are plenty.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why Atlantic you see a lot of
I
them.
see. Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Now
Thank
we
you very
will.
much for that
Yeah. Those
information. Yeah.
glaciers and fjords were very nice. Yes,
Thank
definitely.
you,
Yeah,
Alka.
exactly.
Thank you. You really studied. Alkaचा हा स्वभाव आहे. She studies the subject before talking. She's got that habit. I have seen that
I
earlier.
went through all my pictures and I refreshed my
She
memory
had
yesterday.
she had shared
I
her
didn't
life
remember
Good
anything.
journey.
homework.
Yes, good homework.
You are doing good
She's
homework.
good scholar.
And
She
we must compliment Deepak for finding out all the nice people to get all this information done.
yeah, really she
I
is
think the
He
shore
selected
excursions you
carefully.
can select, right? I mean, you can select any of the shore excursions. You are given many options in that. Like
yes,
you can select whichever you like, kind of thing. Like it's a kind
Right.
of optional.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. I think we will
Based
do.
on your experience, I think the helicopter ride would be one of the best, provided
It
you
was
can
fantastic.
afford
Yeah.
it.
Very
Like
unique.
around 1,000, yeah, 1,000, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You get a
Totally
very
unique.
good view because it's very top and other things like I do agree with that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Even the dog sled thing is a very unique Alaska thing.
Dogs,
That
yeah.
gnome
Yeah.
Iditarod race that they have every year. So
Okay.
they really train these dogs in a particular way, and they have all the mushers and whatever this. We got that a little bit in Fairbanks. So
Mhm.
we didn't get it during the cruise, but we got it a little bit in Fairbanks.
In fact,
And
they
so
have a
that's
combination
pretty
of
interesting. That's one of the excursions I think I remember seeing
they
for
have a
you.
combination of helicopter ride combined with dog sledding. That also is there.
Okay, right. Then that's even better. Yeah, you can do both.
Okay, Alka,
Right.
what I will do, I guess I already sent you the list of excursions. Did you
You
get it?
did.
Yeah. So please
I
give
did.
us
I
a
looked through them all.
feedback.
Yeah.
Give me a
Some of it
feedback
looked
on
familiar, and some of it
which ones you would like to recommend. कारण ते 14 पाणी आहेत. There are too many
I know.
options. So if you can zero in, recommend 5 or 6, those which you think are very
Yeah.
good. I will
Yeah.
use your recommendations. We will request Pramod also to give his recommendations. Then we will all select. So now I think we will move on
I
to
mean, I
Pramod.
only did 3 of them.
Sorry. Sorry, please.
Yes.
You were saying something,
Yeah,
Alka.
yeah.
You were saying something.
Alka finish.
No, I just said we only did 3 of them, so that's all I can talk about. But
Okay.
I would say the totem, okay. I think you can get all that information online. So if there's something more interesting in Ketchikan, maybe do that.
Okay.
Totem pole is a very Alaskan thing, but it's also like anywhere where there are like Native Americans, there are totem poles. But that one I thought was like, it was okay. And I think all this information these days you can get online also. So the clan house and totem poles was okay. So Ketchikan, you could look for something different. The Mendenhall Glacier helicopter, I definitely recommend. And the train ride was unique. It was a little bit about that gold rush was a big thing in Alaska. So that's part of Alaskan history. So we enjoyed that. The train was also interesting. It was an old train from the 1800s. So it was interesting.
Okay.
And that was a kind of a unique, a very typically Alaskan experience, I guess. So
Okay.
that's the one.
Unfortunately,
I
that
mean, the
station
other
is not.
thing, you guys are not going to Fairbanks, but the other very, very unique excursion we did was from Fairbanks. We went to the Arctic Circle, and that was like on a small little airplane where there are like people, there are only 8 people that live in this town. And then we went to another town where there are only like 6 people that live year round, and they subsist on the land. And then we saw the midnight sun from this little this airplane. But that was from Fairbanks. I don't think you guys have that choice in the cruise itinerary. If any of you end up going to land afterwards, then probably from Anchorage or from Fairbanks, there must be there. It's like a 6-hour little small airplane excursion. So ours was 6 p.m. to midnight, and then at like 11:19 that day, the sun was setting. So the pilot turned the plane around so we could see, and it never gets dark in Alaska in those months. So even at 3 in the morning, it looks like dusk or something. It's never pitch dark. So that's another kind of, but that you see anywhere, even in the cruise. It never is pitch dark.
So if
Alka,
So,
by any chance, did you get to see Northern Lights there?
no, we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't, but this week we got to see them in Rochester. For some reason, the sun is very active right now.
Yeah,
So,
they were seen right up to Columbus, I believe.
yeah. And earlier in the year, I think even few people and all were seeing it. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, we saw red and greens just the other day, 2
Lucky
days ago. So,
to see that.
and Alka,
yeah, that
Kind
would
of
be
luck,
nice.
yeah. It's a kind
if
of
we
luck.
stay if we stay in Alaska for 2-3 days, will we see sunset or there will be no sunset?
There should be, I think. I mean, sunset is there every day, but it'll be closer to midnight, I guess.
I see. So the
So
sun will
you
be
should be
gone
able to see
only
it, I
for a
think.
few hours, like maybe 4 or 5 hours. Like, okay.
Yeah. And then it never completely sets anyway, during July, August,
I
or
see.
June, July,
So,
August.
but will it become dark or you'll always have a twilight?
Not pitch dark. It never
Okay.
did become pitch dark, but it's like dusky.
Okay, I see.
Dusky.
So now
So,
we
yeah.
will switch over to Pramod. Pramod is my
Okay.
senior colleague from Sanjeevan, senior friend. He was a government scholar and he is probably 73, 74 age and he's still active as a consultant a great man, very humble, very loving man. And whenever I call him, he just comes to my house or I go to his house and we travel to Sanjeevan. So let's hear from Pramod. Pramod has taken the actual cruise, Celebrity Cruises. He gave me the email with which we started the dialogue with Celebrity Cruises. So thanks, Pramod. And please introduce yourself and guide us. 4 मिनिटात मीटिंग संपेल मग आपण परत जरा दुसरी थोडा वेळ मीटिंग चालू करू. Yes.
Okay. I think my name is Pramod Samvatsar. I was in Sanjeevan for 3 years. I passed out in 66. That time we had all 11, but SSC, not HSC. I felt bad because in Nagpur it used to be HSC for 11 years study. So anyway, but Sanjeevan was great, and Deepak has been a binder to pull me along, and so I'm getting involved to some extent. And we did this, me, my wife, and another couple, my relative. We did in 2019 the Alaska cruise. We went from Seattle because I had relatives staying there near Seattle. So we started and round trip to Seattle. It was good. And as Alka said, the highlight was the helicopter ride to that Mandal Glacier. It was amazing. The way they treat you, the way the pilot is accessible to you. And they did one way was through the valley and the return was over the hills. So it was something a unique lifetime's experience. So that was good. Then at the end we went to Vancouver where we went to see a garden. That was something very good, but we got delayed. One caution thing I would advise is whatever outing you want to book, Alka can advise further, but whatever outings you want to book through the same cruise company. Do not venture because there are options available. You land onto the ground and then you can still book something. But if you don't return for some reason, the ship will sail. And then you will land into a maze of problems, your passport, visa, this, that. So book through them and be safe. Sometimes you feel that they're overcharging you, but it's worthwhile to go with those people. We also went to whale sighting this thing, one place. And another highlight was zip lining. We did the zip lining over the treetops. It was really amazing. And so we did not do any land excursions as such. We went to a small village at one place, but we took, I think, 3 or 4 outings. And another thing I would suggest is there is a internal tour of the ship itself. They charge you some $50-$60, but then you are otherwise you don't have access to all the things, and then you learn. You can talk to the chef. So it was really worthwhile to spend a small amount of money. And once you are on the cruise ship, be liberal with your purse strings because you are going to be there only one time. Of course, maybe the sailor he can go more times, but people like us normally we don't have much of these things, and we are normally not much used to cold. So in fact, I don't love cold, but so you have to be very well layered up with heavy jackets and other things, and then it becomes very pleasant. And like Alka, very I would say very in detail, she explained about the glacier visit. All those things that they just
We will wait for people to join. Hello. Pramod is back.
I am back.
Aniruddha is back.
Yeah.
आता अलका अजून आलेली नाहीये. अलकाला सांग.
She is back. Already she is back.
Alka is also back. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So it is,
Yeah.
let us continue because I am recording this and it will go on my YouTube channel. So those who miss,
Right.
they will be able to catch up with it. So please continue with wherever we left you. Yes. जरा जोरात बोल थोड़ा. हाँ.
So the whole experience was really good, worth remembering for the lifetime. And what you also, there are some things like you the outing with the experience with the sledge and the dogs and all that. Now it all depends on what is your liking and what is the time permitted by the boat on that shore. So you have to consult. But one thing is very sure that you should book well in time now itself, whatever cruises or whatever outings you want to book, and book it through the same cruise company. Now I went through the Ruby Princess, and the itinerary was like Alka was saying, but the what you have given now is little different. So you have to maybe ask those people a few questions and then book the things, but do the booking well in time, because what we have seen on the ship is they said the bookings are full. Some of the tours, some of the excursions, they said bookings are full. So, and even the totem poles and all that, they look very nice. Maybe very picturesque things to look at. And but the highlights were the two things, which were the helicopter ride and then the zip lining, and then the from the boat itself when they take you to the that U-turn of the cruise and then they slowly swivel you around. It is something. And when the glacier pieces are falling into the ocean, that time the kind of sound it makes, they said as if a calf is being born, and that is what makes that a kind of a loud sound it makes, and it's a different experience, which we will never even we cannot even imagine that thing sitting here in India. That is there. So have a fat purse and loose strings, and then you will enjoy the whole experience very well.
Great.
On the ship, there are a lot of entertainment avenues available. If you want, you can buy some paintings, and you can go for some playing some in the casino. You can do a lot of things depending on the way you want. You can be on the top deck, and in the freezing cold, you can sit in the sauna in the open under the open sky. You can have food anywhere. A lot of things are available. And as I told Deepak earlier, try to book the cabin which is with a seaside view. Only the porthole may not be good if you can afford, or if you can wish to prioritize, spend some more money on getting a cabin with a small balcony. So it will be really nice. And alternatively, you have to go on the top deck and then have a look. But it is very windy. Not all the time it is possible to go on the top deck. But on the whole, really good. You have to have that Canadian visa, because the last stop used to be the Canadian town. And there are things, but they cruise company normally tell you all these things. So that is there.
Okay. Now, one question. Would
I
you
just Deepak,
recommend?
1 minute. They were saying about,
Yeah.
do you see the icebergs? Yes. You see, we were at one point where we were on a glacier, not the Maintenance Glacier, another place I think, where we could see the icebergs floating in uh, the stream. What was going on there? So we could see those things.
Okay.
And the eagles were like we have got the crows here. We see those eagles on virtually every lamp post which is there, and the posts which are the poles which are there, they're normally all wooden there. It's a style there. It's a way of working, which is okay. Deepak,
Okay. Great.
over to you.
Yes, thank you. One question. Would you both recommend that we should spend 2 or 3 days at Alaska for local sightseeing after finishing the cruise of 7 days?
I mean, my husband and I found it used, found other unique things on the land. But I don't know if just 2 and 3 days are an option. I guess that would be something then you would privately organize.
Yeah.
But the 1 week that we did, so with Princess Cruises, what happens is they have their own lodging. So they don't use like just any hotels. The Princess itself has their own lodges. So the first town we went to, it was like in the wilderness. It was called a Princess Wilderness Lodge. It was a very beautiful setting, and we did like a raft. It was not whitewater rafting, but it was this rafting of about 3 miles down this river that was going through this very wooded town. And then I think we took a train ride from there to, I don't remember if we did train ride from Anchorage to Fairbanks or this town to Anchorage. And it was this glass-topped train. And it was just like a party train, basically. They had lots of entertainment and, booze and singing, and people were just having a good time. And the whole train was glass topped, so you could really see everything like that you were passing by. So that was very unique. Anchorage Madhe, we just had like a few hours to roam around downtown Anchorage. So there was no excursion or anything. And then Fairbanks, we had 2, 3 days. So one day we did this Arctic thing to the Arctic Circle, the airplane ride. Another day there was a cruise on like their canal or river or something where we saw some like dogs, the mushers and all being trained, and then we saw a few other things, and it was just like their own excursion. I think it was included, it was free, that one. And yeah, so and then from one of those places we did have a half a day, like 6 hours or so bus ride into Denali Park, where we did were lucky enough to see one brown bear very up close, right next to our bus actually. And he just kind of was walking by, and we all just completely became silent, like they said, and everyone was just like clicking away with the camera. And so it was, like we were hiking in that area, and it's a particular elevation because there's a stone there that marks the elevation. It was something particularly high in Denali, and I think it was the highest point of Denali or something. And then we were like wandering, and they all ushered us back quickly because they sighted this brown bear coming. And so we all had to rush back to the bus, and then he did come down the same steps that we had just gone up on, and got to see him very up close. And then he like posed on that sign where it says whatever feet elevation it was. It was a big rock. And this bear actually came down those stairs, and he got on this thing. So it was like amazing photo opportunity. And then we saw like some dal sheep and stuff away and the mountain tops. So just they were like white specks basically. So not really up close. We saw actually, I came very close to a moose at one point. I think it was in Fairbanks. I went for a 1 mile, just a hike just off of the town. And this one huge elk, I think it was an elk, either elk or a moose, elk, I think. Very tall with huge antlers. It was right next to me. And immediately it just like ran away when it saw me. But that was interesting.
Oh, I see.
those, I mean, there are unique things to do on land if you want to, but I think you would have to go to multiple places, do the Denali, do the airplane, whatever, to make it more unique. Otherwise, there's wilderness areas and all. I mean, many places, Rocky Mountains and all also has wilderness areas. But those were a couple of 2, 3 like unique things we thought was worth. Because I mean, we are not going to go to Alaska again. So, and then
Yes.
just to tag on to what he was saying about on the boat. So on the boat, like my husband generally, we had a balcony room. So the Princess Cruise, one specific thing is that all rooms have balconies. They don't have any rooms that face inside. So that was, so just you just had to choose which level you wanted to be on, and we were like the 10th level or something. So he preferred to mainly stay in the room and read and look out the balcony and all. And then I had tons of choices of doing different things. Like you said, you can buy art, like there are art auctions, there are square dance lessons, there are cooking lessons, there's the casino. Every evening, there's a big musical program in their auditorium. And the food is like amazing. Every meal on the Princess was a huge buffet. I think I gained like 5, 7 pounds in that just 1 week. And I was just pigging out like crazy. There are also special restaurants that we had an anniversary one of those days. And so we booked in this Italian restaurant on the boat, which was completely useless. We should have just stuck with the buffets, they were phenomenal buffets. And there's so much to choose from. Like I was sampling every single dessert, which is how I gained 5 pounds. But it's just, you can have anything you want as much as you want. And the evening dinners are sit down, but you can order any number of entrees. Of course, who's going to eat more than one entree? But like I had lobster tails and stuff every day, like all my favorite things. And food was fantastic. So I would say that you don't even need to pay extra and go to any of those specialty restaurants they might have on the boat. But if you want to, you could. We did because it was the anniversary, but we regretted it because they really messed up the lobster tail and stuff on that one. And even the dessert bread pudding, you can never mess up bread pudding, but they messed it up. So they actually refunded our money for that meal, which was so subpar. But the buffets are amazing. Every meal is a buffet. Breakfast, lunch, you can never go hungry. You'll overeat, if anything.
What about this package of liquor packages, drink packages? Did
We
you
didn't take
opt
it.
for that?
We didn't take it. I think it was like $20 per person per day. And I'm like, how much are we
This is
going to do?
$100 now.
Oh, what?
$100.
Liquor is 100,
And
110.
Per
and
day?
I think, yeah,
Yes.
and I think it is compulsory for if you're sharing a cabin, couple also, both have to opt for that individually.
Right.
That is crazy. That is crazy. They cannot ask for that.
Even if couple is there, $220 a day.
No, they cannot insist
Too
that
much.
both. They cannot insist that both have
No,
to.
that is the rule. That is normally a cruise rule. That is normally a cruise rule.
We didn't have that rule. And we did not opt for any beverage package.
Okay.
So I think at dinner, maybe they had some wine or something, but you can do that extra. And that doesn't come to $20 per person.
Now, what about the vegetarian options? Like you talked
Plenty.
about. Okay.
And
Okay,
that buffet has everything. I'm sure these days there's vegan also. Everything. So much choices there. You can choose a quarter of the things and still.
For a vegetarian person, you have to go to the counter or go to the chef and say, I am a vegetarian, I don't eat this. And then they will take you to different places and they say, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you. Rest of the things are not for you. They will normally tell you very clearly.
Okay.
So we had that issue, but they were very helpful people.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. About Wi-Fi and alcohol package, what I was feeling is that everybody can think of this, that you don't have to drink every day. You can pay for 2 or 3 days out of the 7 days. So you conserve on the money and save your liver. A lot of good gain of drinking less.
More
And,
important, save your liver.
even
Deepak is
Wi-Fi.
advising like a big brother.
Yeah.
Doctors will agree on that.
Yeah, and even Wi-Fi.
Anyway, you can buy it also. You can buy a beer or something on the
You
way
can.
or something. You don't have to necessarily pay for that $100 unless you
Correct.
wanted to kind of
Yes.
drink out like. So
Yeah.
otherwise you can buy a beer or wine or something like that. I think Yeah, I think.
You're not allowed to
But
carry your own alcohol on board for sure.
Or is it? You can carry one bottle, right, in the
Oh, you
ship?
can? Oh,
I think so.
No,
Somebody told me
no,
you can carry one bottle
could
of
be.
wine or something. It's
no,
allowed.
no, no. I think it is not allowed. We will have to check
Okay.
with Abhishek. We will check with him because
Yeah,
they
one of my friend told me that you can carry one bottle or something of wine or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, check.
and your big bags, they go in a different hole, and you carry your small bag with you.
right. They're very
Oh,
organized. Yeah,
Yeah.
super organized. They have it down to a science, the way they admit you on the boat and off the boat and handle your luggage, and everything is like clockwork.
And
Complete.
you are
and
not allowed to use your electric kettle or something in your room,
okay. They
or
provide kettle, right?
or they will fine you.
They'll provide it. They provide some
No,
hot
they don't
water.
provide kettle. They say you get out and go to the whatever is the cafe or eating place, and then you have the things there. In the
Okay. You
room,
don't? Yeah.
they don't allow use of these electric heaters or kettles or anything. They
So
don't.
you want some coffee or something, you have to walk out and
Mm.
get.
Yeah, enjoy walking.
Okay.
Oh,
And a coffee and come.
In fact, because I was gaining so much weight, I refused to take the elevator, and everything was on mostly the fifth floor, and I would climb from fifth to 10th up and down all day long just to keep my weight down a little bit
oh, good.
because I was eating
Okay.
so much. I had to expend and then one of the floors was a walking track around the entire boat, either seventh floor or sixth floor or whatever. So then I would go many rounds around the boat also to burn off some of the calories. But
Okay. That's
food
a
is
good.
amazing.
Yeah. Tell me one more thing is how safe is that walking on the glacier and things like, and especially on a
They
helicopter
give you special boats, so it's safe. It's
boats.
safe.
Okay. Okay. Because, yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
have to,
can walk on it. The boots have some special grip
and
on
some
the sides.
guide will be along with you all the
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah, they're there completely. And you're only there for like 20 minutes just to take a guided tour and then you're off again.
Sure.
But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because that places can be sometimes, treacherous. I think if you don't
slippery. Yeah,
go alone, because what happened, the glacier may melt, ice may melt,
right.
and suppose you go inside, you won't come out.
No, nothing like that. They take you a very safe area.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Thank
if
you.
anything happens, you should tell where is your liquor bottles stored.
Yeah.
Hidden away. Yeah.
Right. Good. I think
Yeah.
now we can continue our communication on the group also. And Samvatsar's phone number I have with me. Alka's number also I have with me. So if you have any questions to them, we can always ask them. And those who missed, we are supposed to be 18 cabins, and very few people who have joined the Zoom. And 18 में से 8, so that's a very bad score, small score. So we can, people can benefit by the YouTube video. We will say thank you, Pramod, thank you, Alka. And I think if there are no other discussions, we can call off this meeting.
Okay. Here's the pendant I was going
Yeah.
to show you. Do you see the small little nuggets of gold
Okay.
Yes.
in
Wow.
there? Yeah.
It's
Fantastic.
a good gold rush.
Yeah, the pendant was like $35 and the gold was probably worth $35, which was included in the excursion price. And so
Okay.
they can put it like in something for you. So I
This
wear
is
it like all the time, pendant.
this is
But
pure gold,
probably,
24 carat.
So
Yeah,
24
probably
carat.
this destination,
yeah, it was
probably
very
this
practical
destination is
use,
not there.
of that panning for gold. And what a memory. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Probably we don't have this destination.
Huh?
Alka,
Probably we don't have this destination.
No, you must have that, I think. Some gold rush, something must be
No.
there, not train ride. I think I saw that.
there
I
will
don't
be
know.
something. We have to
I
search.
mean, we did it in Skagway. I think that's where it is. Look for your
Yeah. So
Skagway
the
things. I
Skagway,
think there is
yeah,
one.
that is not in our itinerary.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
Asil, it will be in
This
some
Maybe they
other
stopped
form.
it. I don't know.
Just check.
this
Anyway,
this
we will check
this
it
cruise
out.
company has got a different route or something.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Princess
Could
had a
be.
different route.
okay,
Oh, so
so
Juno
Skagway
is
is not
there.
one of your stops?
yes, but
Ketchikan is there. Juno is there.
they will,
Okay.
they will be able, they will give you gold. वो तो छोड़ेंगे नहीं आपको पकड़ेंगे वो आपको दे देंगे. Because that's a tourist attraction, no? So every cruise company will copy that. And what I feel that everybody should keep communicating with Abhishek and with Mr. Ranjan. And one thought which even Nandu and myself we are trying to push with this cruise company is They have not given us any special discount, although we are coming in such a large group. 18 cabins we already booked, and we may go to 50 by the time the month of August rises. So what I feel, we have to keep pestering them कि you have to give us some casino coupons or something. एक 50-100 डॉलर का हमको कुछ इंसेंटिव आप
At least
देना
they
चाहिए.
have to commit higher. They have to commit higher deck.
They
They
have
have
to
to
give
commit
us.
higher deck.
They have to give us coupons of at least
Sanjay,
$50.
chill, Sanjay.
Huh.
So we should independently, each one of us should keep pestering them कि you are not given us anything, because these people are trying to take us for a very big ride by saying that the group booking is more expensive than individual booking. So that is why we told you you book under individual plan, but that defies all commercial logic. Commercial logic is if people come together, you have to give them some discount, some incentive. So let us keep communicating with Abhishek, and whatever new information you gather from others, keep posting on the WhatsApp group, keep sharing. And one message only for Sanjeevan guys, especially Alka, she's so creative. Alka, we are coming out with the Centenary magazine very soon. I am on the editorial committee, and I am making an appeal to all Sanjeevanites to pay special attention and give some special help to this magazine.
Okay.
Hello.
Achha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I got thrown off the thing. So please give some special attention and keep communicating with Shashitai teacher. You keep talking to her on WhatsApp. You can always give a call in the morning or at night and keep in communication. She likes it when any of the past students call her just to say hi, hello, how are you? She is quite delighted, especially when people call from outside India. She's also inside India. She's delighted when any past student calls her. She's at an age when just talking a few words is like a very great thing for her, and she keeps telling everybody आज इसका phone आया था उसका phone आया था. So do feel communicating. I like communicating, and do give suggestions for the magazine. You all are members on the Sanjeevan Century group, so magazine is a subject which you should bring up in the Century group on your own. And second thing is that we are also going to make a centenary calendar this year with a little creative idea. Shashitai teacher has an idea that all calendars traditionally have rectangular pages, which we, instead of that, let us have a different shape. So we are debating on different shapes for calendar, and there is a the creative ideas that she has some creative ideas, and we want to use drawings made by Sanjeevan students to print on every page. And I would like to handle this project the way I handled the project earlier, also the calendar project. And whatever profit we generate from this, I will donate to Sanjeevan. It will be a good memory for our possession. The coffee table book also is going to be very exclusive. The calendar is also going to be very exclusive. So keep mentioning this subject in other Century group again and again. So keep attention and get focus again and again. Okay. This is my request. I think with this, Mr. Rajan, thank you. Thank you for bearing with us about Sanjeevan talk.
Oh, no issue, no issue. Good,
Yes,
good.
yes.
Yeah,
And
good.
so,
Good. Fond memories. Good for all of you. Good.
yes,
Nice to be part of you all. Thank you.
yes, Mr.
And
Puranik,
thank you for Pramod and Alka for a good, what you call, information on the cruise
thank
Yeah.
you.
experience.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
the
Pramod.
first-hand
Thank
experience,
you.
is very important. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Alka and Dr. Pramod. It was a great, informative lecture or whatever you gave. That was really informative.
Right.
But only thing, one point from Alka, can you tell us, if there is any medical emergency or whatever, or are we supposed to carry some medicine on us, or are we permitted in the first place? Hello, I think your speech is not mute. Please unmute.
You can buy the permit.
I
Okay.
think like the typical medicines that, of course, the ones that you need if you're diabetic or something, then definitely. But like the usual, Tylenol, acetaminophen, or any of the stomach, whatever it is. You should, I mean, this is not forbidden. You can carry any of your basic first aid, whatever you normally carry on any trips, you should be able to. But they do have, I'm sure, a clinic with
It's
physicians
like a
and
small
nurses
town.
on board.
It's like a small town. There is a small bazaar. There are shops. There is a mall. So this is like a small town. There is a supermarket, pharmacy.
Right,
There are
the
a lot of
boats
things.
have everything. Yeah.
We have two doctors with us,
So,
Dr. Deepak, Dr.
not that I'm
Pramod.
sure nobody will have problem, but it doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know. And motion sickness, I'm sure, is one of the big ones. I mean, we didn't get it, but some people do. So I think there's what, Dramamine or something. You have
Some
to
people
take
get seasickness also sometimes.
seasickness. That's what I mean. Motion and
So
sea.
you have to
Yeah.
have medication for that seasickness and motion sickness.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So nice. Yes. Very, really nice. Thank you, Alka. Thank you, Pramod. And thanks, everybody. So let's
Thank you,
say bye.
Deepak.
Bye-bye.
And thank you,
Enjoy.
Deepak, for organizing this.
Thank you.
Big thank you to you.
All the best.
Thank
All the
you.
best.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Look forward to again such meetings.
So much.
Right.
Once
Thanks a
in a
lot.
month at least.
Yeah.
Once
Let
in a
us do
month to
that.
exchange the
Once in a
notes.
month is a good
Yeah.
idea. Once a month.
Yeah. Exchange the notes
Yes.
regarding the excursions and all.
We should do that. Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Alka
Bye.
and Pramod.
See you
Thank
then.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Damayanti, see you. Bye.
Thanks a
Aniruddha,
lot.
bye. See you.
Bye bye. See you. Thanks a lot for organizing.
Thank you, Aniruddha. Arey, you are one of my motivators. I really
I look forward to seeing you
I
all.
value your friendship very much, Aniruddha. You are so quiet and so nice, well composed, mature man. अशी माणसं काय असतं, लोकांचं वय वाढतं पण मॅच्युरिटी येतेच अशी गॅरंटी नाही, माहितीये ना तुला. बरेच लोक 80 आणि 90 वर्षी पण मॅच्युरिटी आलेली नसते त्यांना. You are a very nice, well composed man. I like it. Good. Nice to be having a friend like you. Mr. Bahale, nice to have you with us. We will meet. आणि आता पुढच्या महिन्यात परत आपली मीटिंग करूया. See you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.